Hi everyone, this is Bex, PlannerUK on Instagram, and I just wanted to film a video about how I use the bullet journal method within my Hobonichi Weeks. I am a massive fan of the bullet journal method. I think it's fantastic. I used to keep a bullet journal for a number of years, but then I realised that actually, although I love the method, I didn't have as much time to spend on setting up the spreads, and that's not because I wanted them to be overly fancy and pretty necessarily. It was just the actual setting up each of the spreads obviously took some time, and I realised that actually I'd rather have a pre-printed planner but then obviously still use the bullet journal method within that. So I moved from a number of bullet journals into the bullet planner from Scribbles That Matter, which I loved, and then from there I started using the bullet journal method in my Hobonichi Weeks and so forth. Now I do still have a bullet journal, but I kind of use it a little bit differently nowadays, and my actual planning of my life and to-do lists mainly happens in the Hobonichi Weeks. So I thought you might be interested to see a little bit how I structure it and how I do that. So let's jump in. One thing that might be useful for you if you need like a quick visual key and visual kind of record of the current year and the past year and the upcoming year is you can use the front of like this view in the Hobonichi Weeks to maybe highlight holidays, to maybe use your own kind of key. So I use circles for kind of birthdays, like important birthdays. I used square kind of signifiers around key dates on the calendar, and I was running events and so forth, and just anything really that you need to note. I used to find this quite useful just to kind of map it out and kind of see at a glance. As you'll see from this video, I am flicking about between different weeks, and that's basically because my style and the way that I use the weeks is constantly evolving and changing to fit what I need from it, or I think of a better idea. So as you can see in 2019, I used this like yearly plan as, I think I think these were probably for school holidays, and I put some key dates, but I didn't really use it probably as well as I should have done. I've not even written things in pen, I've just penciled some things in there. So yeah, so that's how I was kind of using it at first. But this year for 2020, I started using this more just for key kind of birthdays and anniversaries and so forth. And I found that quite useful, just being able to see at a glance which birthdays and special events I had coming up. So again, I'm probably not getting the most out of that spread, but that's how I use it. I have seen this used really well as like a tracker. A lot of people use it as a tracker, or they maybe note up here, you know, car insurance is due this month, or just other important things to note. So yeah, I'm sure I could use that a lot better, but that's just how I am using it currently. So the thing that I like about having a pre-printed planner that I work within is that I can just put appointments and dates and things to know directly onto the right page. So obviously in my monthly spread, I can literally just put things that I need to know onto that month, or actually onto the actual week itself if it's like an appointment or something. So that's how I like to do things. Again, I probably don't always get the most out of these monthly spreads, but just to give a bit of an overview, it's very simple. I like using washi tape to show at a glance when it's school holidays, and I copy this over to the weeks pages as well. Just to give an example of some kind of monthly pages. So as you can see, it doesn't worry me crossing things out. This is a kind of working planner for me, although I do like it to look quite pretty. You know, it has to function, so you know, things get scribbled out, crossed out when they change and so forth. So obviously a lot of things have changed this year with the current pandemic, so that's just one of those things really. So just to show the weekly page, again, this is how I highlight on the weekly pages if it is a school holiday, similar to how I highlighted it in the monthly pages there. So I've used various variations on this kind of method, but generally what works for me is I put all appointments and things to note down here, then to-dos for that specific day that should be done on that day I mark down here, and then general to-dos for the whole week go down here, and it does get mixed in with some notes and so forth as well. So I use the old bullet journal method, so it is a checkbox and I fill in the checkbox when it's done. If a task gets cancelled, I actually cross it out and put a line through it, and if I move it forwards or backwards, like if I don't complete it and I need to move it forward to the next week, then I have this forward arrow here and so forth. So this is what I've been doing for a long time now. In my current planner, as you'll see, very similar. Notes and appointments down here. Things to note, I do use this top part maybe as what to focus on for that week or important information. These are to-dos for that day. I do love this stamp, which helps me plan out my week. So basically I'll put down things that I want to track or things that I need to do, and then I will put a dot in the relevant box to show when it should be done, and if I've started work on it I do like a half cross like I have done here, and when I've completed it I do a full cross. And obviously if I don't complete it and need to move it forward, then I show it in this way. So here you'll see I was trying to track and you know, experiment a little bit with Instagram and with TikTok. So for this week, obviously we're only on Wednesday now, so I'm just kind of trying to track what I do or don't complete here. What I also will do is if I write notes in the back, I'll kind of note the page number here so that I can easily find the notes that I've written in the back and it's easily referenced. And these are tasks that I didn't have to kind of allocate to a specific day or do on a regular basis. I just needed to do them at some point during this week, so I've just kind of added them here. I've not used as many note pages in the back of my Hobonichi Weeks this year in 2020, and that's mainly because obviously we've been at home, so whereas my weeks goes everywhere with me and normally I fill it up with all types of different notes and important stuff, obviously this year I have been at home as everyone has. We've been in lockdown, so it's not worked out quite the same this year. But just to show you, these are some of the things that I kind of review and move across and will keep in my future Hobonichi Weeks. I do like a word for 2020, my goals for 2020, my long-term goals. I did my 40 before 40, although I think that might need to become 50 before 50 now, as seen as so much time has been lost in lockdown and continues to be lost. So I do a month in review each month, and then obviously it goes into more collections and notes and important stuff. So some of the collections that I have, I'll just show you some of them now. So my word for 2020, my goals, which completely need reviewing, everything's changed, my 40 before 40, a year in review, and then it kind of goes into this month in review. So I'll just take you to a blank one. July I've never even completed, and to be honest I've not gone back to it because it was the height of everything. So yeah, I'll just let this one go. But yeah, generally each month I am quite dedicated to filling this in, and I consider what I learn, notable events, what made me mad or sad, what I'm grateful for, achievements, and what I'm looking forward to. So I'm just flicking through some of the things that I have in the back of my Hobonichi Weeks, and it's things like gift ideas, a coffee list, which is people that I want to go and have a coffee with. That's generally quite a work-related list. Who I want to ask to give a Google review, so again, quite business-related. Birthday present lists from my children, just to keep note of those so we can send thank you cards. Quite a lot of meeting notes. I've got a money owed to me page. Video ideas, books read, books that I want to read. I do like brain dumps of tasks when it's too much to fit in each week. I just do a big brain dump at the back and kind of either categorise it by different projects that I'm working with, or just do one massive list and then maybe prioritise it after that. I've got notes about videos that I've watched, books that I've read, just going through conference presentations that I've seen, some notes there about the big meet and who I was sat with on the table a couple of years ago, some notes for a book that I want to write, some notes for a breakfast meeting that I went to, just so many things. I just find it really useful to have that space at the back of my weeks. Things like working out quotes, so a lot of work related stuff, planning out videos, video ideas, which is pages and pages of notes. I've just done some notes on note-taking, effective note-taking, and yeah, all sorts. Another thing that I do like to keep a track of as well is my kind of fountain pen ink, different colours, so I can see at a glance which ones I really liked. And I even actually keep track in the back of pens and the different inks that I have inked them with, so that I can see what they're currently inked with and obviously refer back to it at a glance. So I hope that's really useful. That's how I use the bullet journal method, but within the Hobonichi Weeks. That works really, really well for me. I'm sure there are things that you could hopefully take from this as well. Even if you don't use the Hobonichi Weeks, even if you use a different pre-printed planner, hopefully that is useful for you. So thanks ever so much for watching. I do want to create lots more planner content. I have already got a lot of journaling content on my channel, but I am a planner girl at heart, so there is lots of planner information which I feel that I should share with you. So if you are interested in that, then please do subscribe to my channel, and then you will hopefully get notifications of future videos. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, my account is PlannerUK. Thanks so much for watching. Happy planning, happy journaling. Bye bye.